Hey guys, it's Patrick Star. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'll be showing you my updated 2022 full coverage foundation routine. It has been so long since I have shown you guys my full coverage foundation routine. I believe I have done 3 of these. And from when we started, from when we were up until now, I feel like I have learned so much. I think I counted on my channel 9 videos that had full coverage foundation something. So crazy. Since then, since those videos, I have had my makeup done by amazing, talented people on and off camera, and I've also taken care of my skin. I'm really proud of my skin so far. If you guys haven't seen on my channel, I've been getting facials. I've been showing different facials, techniques, and products there, but I've been mainly concerned about my texture. I still have some texture around my face right here. I do have a little bit of more clarity here since I last saw you guys, but this is just gonna be me in depth. As you guys saw, I have been posting a few different makeovers on my channel that are also full coverage glams. If you guys want to check those out and you can see yourself in a model with a similar skin tone or texture, watch those videos. I have one inspired by Kylie Jenner. I have one inspired by Kim Kardashian. I have one with Dominique Jackson from Pose, Miss Mother Electra from Pose. Check those out. But today is just gonna be me and you, just like the old times. And I just want to give you guys the rundown on what I've learned. And big shout out to my makeup artist, Ronnie, MUA Ronnie on Instagram. He has really snatched my face. He's done all of my campaigns for One Size Beauty. And also shout out to Makeup by Ariel Tejada. If you guys do not know him, he does Kim, Kylie. He also graced YouTube for the first time ever with a full breakdown tutorial, what he does on Kim, Kylie, and all his other celebrity clients on that. And it's here on my channel. So I feel like my channel is a place to learn, it's a place to grow, it's a place to make mistakes. And you guys have seen me over the years. I have made my fair share of looks and my fair share of great looks. So I want to take everything that I've learned in the past few years of this pandemic and show you guys my full coverage foundation routine. If you guys want to see more videos with me, I have the time. I am here. I am dedicated to you. I really miss you guys so much, and I feel like I'm back. And back with a brand. I'll be featuring a lot of One Size products. If you guys didn't know, we just launched our Cheek Clapper blushes, 3D blush trick. What in the empty? A drag queen once said, if your makeup is not messy, is a bitch really working? And we're out here working, as you can tell. This is our new cheek clapper. We have Made for Shade, we have powder, foundation, everything. But enough talking, without further ado, let's just jump right into the full coverage foundation routine. Oh, and also don't forget, makeup is a one size fits all. Okay, so as you just saw, I did my eyes first, and in the past, Peter has told me, you've always done your foundation first, and I think it's one of my first ever tutorials ever doing the eyes, just because it gets really messy, and I want to get my brows down. And again, this is from people like Makeup by Ariel and other makeup artists that have done my makeup, that I've really learned why I do the order of things that I do them in to complement the rest of the makeup so it's not so messy and I'm having fallout and this and that. As you can see, I had some fallout, I wiped it, I evened it out, and now I could start on the face and have like a beautiful, fresh, clean canvas for the makeup to grip to. So again, my skin, I have hyperpigmentation texture here. My pores have minimized here over the years, but as you can see, depending on the light, like I still have hyperpigmentation here, but for the most part, it's been pretty good. Now, if you are a drag queen or a boy or even a girl, a woman, a female watching, I have gotten laser hair removal, and that has helped my texture immensely. If you see right here, I have some stubble, my facial hair is really crazy. This is like years ago, but I think over having X amount of treatments, I've gotten laser hair removal so many times, but I just want to share that with you in case you're wondering, why is his skin smoother than I remember? It's probably because of my laser hair removal and my skin regimen and my skin type now that I am a little bit older. So that is the skin type. This is the cosmetic part, and let's just jump right in. If you do not have Secure the Blur, I am not just saying this because it's a one-size product that I created with the brand. This literally grabs onto your makeup and blurs. There is niacinamide, witch hazel, microspheres that really blur the skin, but most of all, it acts like a magnet and it's not tacky. It just allows that perfect base to grip onto the face, like for the foundation to grip onto. This is literally a must-have. I remember doing my makeup so freaking fast the other day that I omitted this because, you know, I ran out of it. I was in a rush and I was like, I'll just put it on. This literally is so gorgeous. Now, niacinamide is an ingredient that helps retexturize skin over time. I like to think about that much. I'm a little bit extra with it. I rub it into my hands and I like to work it in from the sun spur going out, and you want to work it in the skin. You don't want to just like do that and put foundation. This is priming. You really want to prep the skin. So you're like, all right, bitch, we're gonna go in with foundation. That is like the most important thing, especially right here in the facial hair area. And you'll start to feel it get a little, you see, it's getting very much dark texture for foundation. You see this shine on my nose? Watch. It's like dull now. Do you see that? It's dull, like quickly. Again, work that into the skin anywhere you're gonna put foundation. I like to work it back here too, just because, you know, I'm a little bit extra with the makeup. And if you guys don't already know, if you exfoliate and religiously do skincare, your face is going to be a little bit lighter than your body. Okay, so this is a brand new foundation combo. Some of you may know, some of you may not, but these three work the best for me. This is the MAC Full Coverage Foundation, the Beauty Blur Balm by One Size Beauty, and also the Lancome Tint Idole Ultra Wear. So these three work so sickening together that it just gives me that flawless finish. Really quick note, last night I went to Jessica Alba's birthday party and my beat in my face was fucking stamped for the gods, and I felt so gorgeous, and I can't wait to show you guys the finish of the skin and this full coverage effect. You guys, I think this has been on my channel for years, since my first ever full coverage foundation routine, but I've added and played with different liquids, but these two together, my favorite. I love incorporating a little bit of the Beauty Blurring Balm because it gives it that blur, beautiful, like, it's such a retexturizer that it just adds like to any liquid foundation. But I'm gonna go ahead and mix these two. I am in the color Medium Dark 1, which has a neutral undertone, and then this is my shade 450 Suede Neutral by Lancome. So what I like to do is take this on the back of my hand, just like 2 or 3 pumps. Then I'll take this Beauty Blur Balm, open it like this. Okay, there's a little click right here. Do not twist this open because you will get way too much. And I will stamp some on the back of my hand, just like that. Okay, so this is the Real Technique sponge. Don't look at it, it's very well loved and used, but
Are you really working if your makeup is not dirty?
So this is the Real Technique sponge. It's huge, my face is huge. I love this like little flat side, but I like to use this for my liquid. So I'm gonna mix that just on my sponge, and it becomes this beautiful, like thicker texture. And I'm just gonna go ahead and just pat that on the face. Wow, do you guys see already? This is already full coverage in itself, okay? And that's the Beauty Blurring Balm and Lancome Tint Idole. This just, do you guys see already? Y'all are probably like, Patrick, why the hell do you need that full coverage by MAC? Because that's my business, okay? This just gives the most beautiful texture. And I wanna explain something really quick. So I love using liquids first because the liquid is thinner than a cream. So you can imagine it not seeping, but like really getting into all the nooks and crannies because it is a thinner consistency and it really gets into the primer and really works. But this is gonna give that HD effect. Look at half my face, you guys. There is one side and there is the other. You could definitely stop right here, but I'm gonna give you the full impact, full coverage glam. so this is what we're giving. You can definitely set, you can stop right here. Again, Lancome and Beauty Blur Balm. So what I'm gonna do next, so I'm gonna take my Morphe M439 brush. Y'all know I have been using and standing this brush for years. Use the discount code PSTAR at Morphe online in store. And I'm gonna take this MAC Full Coverage Foundation NC45. And this is a cream. I feel like if you are a drag queen or you just love being in full glam, and for those that have like problematic skin, rosacea, melasma, acne, and you have to do all of this to get your desired look and do a more natural eye and lip, by all means, go ahead. That's why I love doing these videos, because it just instills confidence in people. And this trend of like no makeup, it works for some people. It works for some people, and this works for other people. And not to say that this is wrong, it's just makeup, because what? Makeup is a one size fits all. Okay, so you see, I am just taking this, and you guys can see what I'm doing. I am stamping this on my face to get that extra coverage. Do you guys see the texture? What the cream is gonna do, it's going to give the durability that a liquid can't, because it is thicker. Look, it's like a solid cream, so it's gonna stay in that form on your face. Obviously pending if you sweat and body heat and all that. But for the most part, it's just gonna be so gorgeous. And I feel like layering is the secret to getting the most beautiful coverage on the skin. I love me a cream foundation. Y'all stay tuned, because this reverse baking technique is the shit. I fucking love it. Let me show you in a second. Stay tuned. I could not be more obsessed with my skin. You guys are not ready for the finished look. I'm gonna paint for the back row. You guys are not ready. Okay, so next, I'm gonna go in and take the One Size Butter Silk Concealer. This is so freaking gorgeous. I am in the shade medium 2 with rosy undertones. Obviously, doing like rosy tones under the eye has been very popular. So I'm gonna take this and apply this all over my under eye, and I'm gonna use this kind of like to help shape like the highlighting portion. And I'm gonna go ahead and apply some on the middle of my forehead, down the center of the nose. I always think that there's like a snow angel. Do you guys see an angel like with a little halo? Like, every time I do that, I always think of that. And you see, like, all of this wouldn't get messed up by eyeshadow, and it's gonna be more fresh, and the eyes get to kind of rest because you're like rubbing on the eye, which is why I love doing the eyes first. I'm gonna go ahead and take that Butter Silk Concealer and blend that in. And quick fact, I called it Butter Silk Concealer because if you think about butter like on toast, you know, a piece of toast is very porous. When you put butter on a piece of toast, I know I'm so crazy, food analogy, the butter just fills in all the little holes on the piece of bread and it just becomes so smooth. So when I thought of the name for this concealer, I was like, you know what? I want that idea on my face too, and I want it to look silky. That's what I did there, and as you can see, it is literally coming together. Don't mind like the crazy looking brows, but we'll refine everything as we go. Okay, so watch this. You see how I'm putting all of the concealer all the way back? It's gonna make my face look really, really big. We don't want that, we don't want that. So put the concealer first, and then I'm gonna show you guys what to do next to make it more slimming. All right, you see how I'm giving wide? It's giving stretch, it's giving large, it's giving damn. I'm gonna go ahead and take the Beauty Blur Balm in the shade Dark 1, which is a neutral undertone. And when I tell you that creams under the powder, like cream blush, cream contour, cream highlighter, cream foundation, sits so beautifully. It's such a beautiful concept when it comes to makeup because it just looks so photogenic, like and flash. And you know what I love about this Beauty Blur Balm? Like, this is so extra. I was just like in a pinch and I was like, oh, I'm just gonna use this cream contour because I don't know any cream contours that I like. I was like, bitch, this kind of works. It's not like hella full coverage, but it's enough to complement all the other coverage underneath, and it just looks so beautiful. So you see, I am taking this cream contour and I am just cutting that highlighter, right? I'm just gonna pretty much eliminate that wideness because it was giving too wide. And I am just going in, just like so, and just gonna contour around to give it a warm hug. I always think of Olaf whenever I say that, a warm hug on the face. And you see, It's very subtle, but watch when we blend this all out. Also, do not forget the nose. Do not forget the nose. So I'm taking that same BBB and cream contouring the nose. And if you want to be extra, you can get under the lip too. And I love using a fluffy blush for this part. Okay guys, now it's time to blend the cream contour. I'm taking this Makeup by Ariel brush, and I feel like fluffy brushes or a sponge best blend out a cream contour. So you kind of want to hug the face, so go in. Every time I do the forehead, it reminds me of RuPaul, because RuPaul and also It's Raven Hunty gives the most gorgeous highlighted effect on the forehead, which I'm always obsessed with whenever I'm watching RuPaul's Drag Race. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try to aspire to be like RuPaul and It's Raven Hunty, because I just love Ru's makeup, like, as of late. Love. Do you see the blend? This is why I freaking love makeup. I just feel confident, my face feels snatched, and I'm sure anyone that like loves makeup will understand why. It's that feeling, it's like you can't explain it. Okay, let's move on to blush. Next is the blush. This is my favorite product thus far with the brand. This is our Cheek Clapper 3D Blush Trio. There is a cream, there is a matte, there is a hyper sheen. So this is a flex cream, flexible, a full impact matte. It's called full impact matte for a reason, and a hyper sheen blush. And if you guys know, I love makeup and I love layering. So what I'm gonna do in this instance is that I'm gonna take the flex cream, and I'm gonna go ahead and take a flat foundation brush, and what I'm gonna do is dip in right here. This is my personal one. This is in the shade Freaky Peach, and this is Rump Shaker, Freaky, and Whiplash, but the palette itself is called Freaky Peach. So taking that, and what I'm gonna do is right in between the concealer and the cream contour, I'm gonna go ahead and dot this along the face. This is a very freaking popular shade. I'm obsessed with it, and this cream is very pigmented. If you guys have not tried our other shades with one size, you have to. And you know what? If you go crazy, guess what? We're gonna blend it out, and it's gonna blend into the liquids. So I like to do a lot, and I like to keep it like under like the outer part of my eye, just like that. And I put a tad bit right here, right there, like it's Ash Wednesday. Some on the nose, and then some on the chin. So you get this kind of like harmonious look. And I'm gonna take the butt end of my beauty blender and just start blending out. I'll start with like the middle parts of the face, just like that. You see, it's like invisible. And then I am going to blend this out, and it's just gonna give the most gorgeous blend. And what's crazy about it is that if you feel like you got too much in, you could flip your beauty blender on the tip and just blend that, and the residual should hopefully blend it in seamlessly. And again, we have not yet set the face. And then I'm gonna take this right here, same thing, and blend it out. How stunning is that? I'm gonna ask Peter to turn down the light a little bit, because I don't know if it's like washing me out, but as he turns the light down, do you guys see that it is just coming together? And in person, it's there. My lights are just so, I have like 9 lights on me right now, and it's probably washing me out, but I promise the blush is there, it's giving. Let me just add more so you can see. Do you guys see the blush? Obsessed. So it's all creams. All right guys, now that the cream blush is blended, it is time to bake. Not just bake, reverse bake. So reverse baking, I'm so excited to show you guys. Reverse baking is something I was inspired by Makeup by Ariel, because he set blush first on, I think it was on TikTok, people were talking about it, but I was like, you know, instead of that, why don't we just do the whole freaking face and then translucent last? So reverse baking is setting your creams and liquids with the corresponding powder, and then putting translucent last. So it just reinforces everything. So pretty self-explanatory, but the first one that I'm gonna set is the blush, because blush seems to evaporate from my face almost always. Everything is wet, and you probably are like, this is crazy. If you guys have not seen it online, I'm just gonna go ahead and take my full impact matte on a very lightly dense brush and set this first right away. And this is again the Freaky Peach palette. And it's okay if you go a little bit crazy, because guess what? The other powders will cover it up. But what's really sickening is that it will show through the other powders. And it seems crazy, but it's not. Just watch. Make sure you're stamping and not rubbing, because you're otherwise gonna move the cream. Okay, so now that we've set the blush, really quickly blend out your under eye creases, because we have yet to set that. And then take the award-winning Turn Up the Base Powder Foundation. I am using the shade Light 5, and I am taking this on the Beauty Blender and setting that right away. You're gonna see instantly, you're gonna get the coverage. And to me, I was like, why would you put translucent and then coverage on top when you can get the coverage that you desire right away? Look at the under eye getting set. I am screaming. I'm trying not to have too much expression because I don't want my eyes to wrinkle. And then set the nose and set the middle of the forehead, and you will get a flawless, smooth finish. The top of the lip, around the nostrils, and last but not least, the chin. And you know what? If you do this, you may not even have to use translucent powder anyways.
But because we're extra, we are.
And I love using a sponge because it really pushes everything into the creams, and your creams are like, yes, give it to me, set me, bitch. And you see the powder foundation is kind of covering the blush anyways. When we dust off the excess, you'll see it come to life. Okay, now it's time to set the rest of the face. I'm gonna go ahead and take my One Size Turn Up the Base Powder Foundation in the shade Medium 5, Golden Undertones. And I am going to take this on a big fluffy brush, right, like this, and then just pat. So around this lower cheek area, obviously like the forehead area. And you would think like, save that side for the bronzer, but the Made for Shade bronzer is very matte, and you don't want it to skip and cling on to the creams or the liquids. So it's best to set your makeup like this. I hope this is all making sense. It's been a while since I've done a full coverage foundation routine, and I hope that you guys are loving this. Wow, look at my face. Isn't that crazy? Like, you could still see the blush, right? It's like peeking through. It's because we put so much on. It's gonna show through, and the cream is under there, so it's really, really grabbing onto it. And I'm taking the rest of the powder and just lightly going over everything. So you see this like hints of blush peeking through the face. All right, so right before we use the translucent powder to set, I am gonna go ahead and take the One Size Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt Trio. This is very similar to the Cheek Clapper component right here, but this is a trio, and you're probably like, oh, what's the difference? One is for shade, bronzing, and sculpting. So there's a neutral, a cool, and a warm in every palette. There are 6 of these according to your shade family. So I'm in kind of like the medium/medium dark, but for me, I love that contrast. So I'm gonna go ahead and take the medium dark palette and go ahead and go to town, and then we're gonna set. So I'm gonna take this shade up here. This one is called The Fix. And I'm gonna go ahead again, stamping into the, oh, look how cute. Look how gorgeous this is. Okay. And for the brush, I'm taking a Morphe E33 fan brush. Now I'm gonna mix the top 2, and I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this around the forehead just because that's where we get sun. Guys, stamping is gonna make all the difference. You see how the highlight isn't going all the way out? It's giving very much this highlighted concentration towards the center of the face. And last but not least, on the bottom of all the palettes is that deepest shade of the palette. I'm gonna use this for, of course, my double chin. Look at that. Sculpt, flat. Ah! Look, sculpted, like not sculpted. Sculpted, not sculpted. You guys need this. Okay, so right at this part, I like to take my Ultimate Setting Powder by One Size. This powder is to die for. It gives me life. This is such an amazing powder.
I said it before, I'm gonna say it again. One Size came out with the best setting powder, period.
Did you see? Jackie Aina loves it, and so do I. I'm gonna go and take the translucent powder, take some on the back of my hand, just kind of even out your sponge, and then go to town and bake thy face. I'm gonna do the nose after, but really concentrate on the under eyes and the center of the face and the places that you crease. So, it's around the nostrils. It looks like there is a beauty filter on my camera, but there isn't. Like my smile line. And what this is doing, the reverse bake part of this is reinforcing everything. The creams, the powder foundation, and guess what? For that full coverage, this is a full coverage tutorial after all, we're gonna go ahead and dust the same powders on top just to give it that extra life. And you guys remember I used to take like the puff and everything. I normally just use the puff as like a touch up or to cut the cheeks. But for the most part, like sponge, I love for like everything up until after, like towards the very end. All right guys, it may look like I have covered everything. You guys don't see it, but watch. As I dust everything off, do you guys see a hint of the blush, a hint of the contour? It's been reinforced by the Ultimate Setting Powder. That's why it's called Ultimate. It literally changes up the game. Oh my God. Obsessed. Do you guys see this all coming to life? Like, it's literally what I've been doing for so long. All right, so at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and take the same powder foundation, put that all over my face, stamp more of that powder foundation in a lighter shade underneath the eyes, add some more Made for Shade Bronze and Sculpt all over the face, take some powder blush, reinforce the blush, snatch the nose, and then finish the rest of your makeup, and that's the finished look. And that, my friends, is my full coverage foundation routine 2022. It is giving glamour, it is giving blurred, it is giving soft, it is giving stamped, beat, and just gorgeous. I am literally obsessed with my face, with my look. I am also obsessed with just sitting here on YouTube with you guys again. It's been forever. I'm just so glad to be learning new things and sharing it with all of you here on YouTube where I started. And look how far that we have all come together. Like, my makeup has elevated. So if you guys want to see more videos like this, comment down below, subscribe to this channel. Don't forget, makeup is a one size fits all. I love you so much and hope to see you all in my next video. Bye.